Your DNA is a storage facility, and if you don't believe me, in a couple minutes, I'll prove it to you. This is coming off of several videos I've made across several platforms of viral content talking about how our DNA holds 14 generations of, let's say, information. But it actually holds a hell of a lot more than that. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to talk to you about how genetic modification in terms of gene resequencing has been part of the game this whole time. This happened back in 2012. Professor of genetics at Harvard successfully copied a book in DNA 70 billion times. Since then, he owns more than 40 patents and has produced 600 papers on the like of genetic modification, moving away from carbon-based to synthetic-based. I say this because I've been talking about how everything is ones and zeros. This new algorithm delivers the highest ever density for large-scale data storage. Everything is literally code, stored in 215 petabytes successfully, in a single gram of DNA. You literally hold the universe. There's even a Wikipedia page for it. So much that Scientific America talked about just how the double helix can archive a staggering amount of information. And we have a hell of a lot more potential than that. Take a look at this, from computer code to genetic code. When most people think of DNA, they think of life, not computers. But DNA in itself is a 4-letter code, passing along information about an organism to other molecules in 4 type bases. They are the basis of all DNA code, providing the instruction manual for building every living thing on Earth. Really, it kind of sounds like a matrix, or like a computer simulation, where there's HTML and JavaScript and CSS, and each represents like a different field of science, for example, but all informs the entire picture. Scientists finally catching up to the fact that epigenetic memory is being passed down for 14 generations. But those who've known have known this. Because you're infinite, you actually carry all of the universe's records. You just have to be able to unlock it by coming more and more online, which is essentially just awakening. Within that article and several others, I collated the fact that studies have shown that both children and grandchildren of women who survived the Dutch famine, for example, in 1945, or 44 to 45, were found to have increased glucose intolerance in adulthood. Or other researches that found that descendants of the Holocaust survivors had lower levels of hormone cortisol, which helps bodies to bounce back from trauma. So basically heightened levels or propensity to be stressed. This is literally transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. You are the latest rendition of your family lineage. You're running, enter your last name, 19.0. When you log into this reality, you immediately start downloading all of the records from every lives your soul has lived, but also those of your families. And then you start the game all over again to see if you can awaken and transcend. Your genetics not only just determine the color of your hair, your genetics quite literally are one big library. And we're gonna see more and more of this to come.